Okay, well, we are live, so have at it.
Hi, everybody. I just want to say hey to a few people real quick before we start. I hope you can hear me. Hello, Finn Wiggles, Rustic Nashville, Melissa Jeswald, Audra Meyer, Hope Mudd, Meriddle, Misfits Reptiles, Alice B, and the Zen Ginger, and also Freaky Fish Lady. Go ahead, John.
Welcome, everyone. This is only the probably most important stream we've ever done. A little nervous, gonna be honest.
Don't be nervous.
Not nervous. Thank you. Is it Meriddle? Is that how you pronounce it? Or Okay.
Meriddle.
Thank you so much for the audio video check. And I don't even know if you were the first one. There might have been more. Let's see. Okay. So yes, thank you everyone giving us the audio video check. So here's the deal. We're going to get right into it today. We have not planned out how we're going to discuss this, but we're going to go right for it. We will be doing a Aquachella recap after we're done talking about this big news. We fulfilled our promise to channel members yesterday. They were the first to know, and they're going to be the first to see too the big news that we have. Not we're going to tell everybody today, but they're going to see first, and that might even be as soon as tomorrow. So how do you want to do this? You want to be I think I said it to the members. I think you need to say it this time. Or do you want me to? I mean, it doesn't matter to me either way.
It's big news because this is something that we have never done
Together.
Yeah, but this is something neither one of us has ever done because it's not in the same area.
Well, yeah, sure. That's true.
It's a big deal.
Biggest thing of our lives.
Yeah, basically. So we're starting chapter 3 of our life. First chapter was basically the fish store, breeding African cichlids in our garage, and the fish store was huge as far as like our business, pros and cons, also starting the YouTube channel. So that was chapter 1 of our life, and took a little break and started back with chapter 2, which was just coming back and doing YouTube and just getting involved with the community again and just taking off with it together instead of just kind of John and maybe me a teeny bit. So this has been chapter 2 for us, and
chapter 2 has been incredible.
It has been wonderful.
And chapter 2 is what is allowing chapter 3 to happen.
Exactly.
Have to say that.
Yes, but chapter 2, a lot happened in chapter 2. We've watched 4 kids graduate. 1 is going to graduate in 3 months. We've watched a child go into the Marines and come back out of the Marines, and we've got 2 grandkids. We
got married.
We got married. That happened. Let's see. 3 of them have grown up and moved out, have their own houses, have their own relationships, all that. And it's been wonderful because if you look at the picture of chapter 1 with all of us in it, the youngest was like little.
Teeny.
And the oldest was like probably 9th grade, 10th grade. No, 10th, probably 10th grade. And a lot has happened over the years, and it's been wonderful. And it's been great to be able to share chapter 1 and chapter 2 with you guys. And, chapter 2, like I said, has been wonderful. It's been great. We've met a lot of people along the way. We've come a long way. We've restarted our business. And we've grown together and with all of you all. And we've decided with chapter 3, we are moving out of Virginia and expanding our business and growing. And doing that, it's taking us away from some of our friends and family who we will miss a lot. We'll be closer to the 4th child who goes to college a couple hours away from where we'll be moving, and that's fine. We'll be a few hours away from 3 of our kids and grandkids, and the 5th one, we're not really sure where he's going to be stationed at because he's going to be joining the Navy in July. But we've decided, well, we have bought a house with a property that has buildings for our business, buildings for a studio, a building for a Betta house, and a home for us and all of the cats and dogs and everybody. Well,
Future animals.
Us, because there's no more kids. But we will be residents of North Carolina. So there you go.
Northeast North Carolina. That is that's as much information as we're going to give about the location of it, because the internet is a crazy place. This is how I said it in the member stream yesterday. You may hear that, and you did an amazing job explaining why we're doing this and what it is that we're doing. Mm-hmm. But you may hear that and you may think, well, what's that got to do with us? I don't care that you're moving. What big deal? Well, it has everything to do with you. This is the reason why we're doing it. Not only is it going to be a major, more than quadrupling the size of our space for keepfishkeeping.com, but it's also going to have a major impact on KGTropicals, the YouTube channel, because you mentioned it. The way you described it sounded a little deceiving, though. Basically, this property has the house. It has a barn, which is what is in the thumbnail of this video. You didn't know I'd put that in there because you would have told me I'm not allowed to do it.
I saw it. I just let you do your thing.
That barn is 1,500 square feet, and that's going to be used as our warehouse. It's fully finished on the inside with, it's painted. It's got a kitchen in it, offices, bathroom, heat and air conditioning. It's ready to go. It's like a banquet hall now.
And then there's room to finish too. He's just talking about the parts that are finished.
And there's also a loft, which this is an actual barn. It was a functioning barn for probably 100 years, and I'm not kidding. The top floors are usually hay lofts. The hay loft door is on there. You can see it in the thumbnail. That second floor is not finished, but it is usable space that we can use for overflow storage too. So that's about 1,000 square feet up there. So if you consider all of that, it's 5 times the size of what we're working with now. So that's going to pay huge dividends for the website. It's going to allow us to explore other things, new things, which is super exciting. But completely separate from that is another building. Obviously, there's the house, and then there's the barn, but then there's another building. This building was originally built in the 1890s, 1897, I think, was it?
Something like that.
Somewhere around there.
After the other stuff was built.
Yeah, the original house was built in 1845. Folks, John Wilkes Booth was a teenager when this house was built. That's how far back it goes. It predates the Civil War by 16 years. So it's crazy when you think about that. It doesn't look like it's that old. It's been renovated over the years and all that. But anyway, the part that's going to impact you the most, you, the KG Tropicals follower, you, the KG Tropicals member, is the third building that's on the property. Another 1,500 square foot building that is an L shape. And so you have one long portion of it, and then the kind of leg portion of it, which is still a very good size.
It looks like two.
Yeah, on the outside it looks like 2 buildings, and on the inside they're completely different. The one side is very dark and very rich mahogany, but it's not mahogany. That's just my Ron Burgundy impersonation. And then the side where you are going to be is
We
bright
have our
and airy.
own sides.
Well,
It's a he shed, she shed deal.
but so the one portion of this building, which is, I forget how many square feet, but it's
A little bigger.
it's about the equivalent of maybe like a 4-car garage, is going to be the studio. Not my office. Like right now we have kind of studio, office, live streaming area, fish room, all in this one, basically car and a half size garage. In that building, it is going to just exclusively be our fish room. And since that's all that's going to be in there, and it's more than double the size of this room here, that means more room for more tanks. And we already have one in the works that is going to be ridiculous. So more tank space.
I finally get my own brand new tank.
She does.
I'm so excited.
The cool thing about it, the building was originally, it's been a lot of things. It's been a school, it's been a store, and now it's going to be a fish tank studio. But it's already all finished. I mean, we don't have to do any work at all to the walls. We don't have to paint them. Basically, we're going to go in there and clean them because, it's 130 years old. It needs a little cleaning.
Been cleaned a few times. It doesn't
Yeah.
look bad. It's just we'll need one of those. I gotta have a bug person come out.
Oh, that's for sure. But
I have to because there's gonna be a lot of plants in the one side.
yeah, so the one side is going to be fish room and fish room only. We're even going to completely rip off Jason and Joanna Adams and have a little nano nook in the corner, which is going to be really cool. It's a great space. It is awesome. And
But will you see that in the videos though? It's not like it's gonna be right behind us in the videos.
I mean, if we choose to film over there, we'll have all different kinds of angles we can use.
Not necessarily just for like live streaming. It'll be for all
Right.
Right, you're right.
Now, I'm saying we don't have to do any painting or anything like that, and we don't. But there's a lot of work that needs to be done on it, and
a lot of projects.
That work is going to start this weekend, and I'm going to take you along with me because I will film, maybe not this weekend, but next week. Long story, but I have to basically rip up the floor in this building and restructure it to accommodate all of these aquariums. At first, I looked at that as a negative, and I thought, wow, that's a lot of work. It's an expense, and it's going to take a lot. But I also thought, what a great opportunity this is for me to practice what I've been preaching and what you've been preaching
Right.
for years. Because a lot of people ask us, I have a double wide trailer. Can I put aquariums in it? I have, my house is on a crawl space. Can I?
Right.
And that we're going to be able to show that. How to reinforce a floor to accommodate an aquarium like that. If we can fix it to hold an aquarium like that, we could fix it to put a tank in there. So, and I mean a tank, not a fish tank. I mean a tank. So that's going to be like that is priority one. That is the first project that has to be done there. And of course, I will show every single aspect of that on the channel. Really, really excited. Members are going to get sneak peeks, but the channel, the main channel, will get to see those kind of as they finish. There's going to be a lot of projects that we're going to be working on over a long period of time that won't come together as a video until they're done.
And that's where like the sneak peeks, like the pictures, we'll put on for members, but everybody's going to be able to follow along with us. It's just going to be done in stages because a whole video, it's not like you can throw it up in one day, properly edit it and put it up the right way so that you can see everything done in stages the right way. So
what I don't want to do is, and I'm not trying to offend anybody that's ever done anything like this. We've probably even done something like this. I don't want to do a part 1 and part 2 and part 3 and upload them as I go. I want the whole project to be done. And then if it takes 2 videos to get it all up, then fine. But I want to be able to have it all completely done so that I can take it all together, put it together, and make a nice presentation for you.
That's what I was trying to say.
Right. So it's going to take some time before a lot of those things come out. But the good news is that's the only major project that has to be done to get it ready for us to move in. When the floor is ripped up, I'm going to add some things like drain lines. And being that this property is in the coastal plains of North Carolina, it's a very sandy soil. We do not live on the beach. We're an hour from Nags Head. So it's not like it's on the beach. We're not even close to the water. Well, I guess we are, but it's not, the property's not on the water.
It's by, yeah.
It's on the Albemarle Sound, but
like,
it's...
There's the Outer Banks that's right down the road. And
well, I mean,
like,
an hour away from down the road. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, from here, it's 3 hours to Virginia Beach. So it's like...
I mean, yeah, it's close, but...
See, we're bribing the kids. The location we picked was to bribe the kids to stop by to go on vacation. So that's how we're going to get them, or luring them to our home.
Absolutely.
Because if we moved to, let's be honest, I love Roanoke. It's beautiful, and I would love living there, but our kids aren't going to come there. They're going to be like, what am I going to do there?
I love Roanoke too, but there's too many mountains there. The best thing about this area that we're in North Carolina is that it's dead nuts flat, and I love that. Not a hill on our property to be found. But what I was getting at was, being sandy soil, we can do anything on. I mean, like the prospect of digging a trench to the culvert or to the drain, to the ditch, which is right outside this building, is nothing when you consider it's like I could dig it with my hands because it's a real sandy soil. Here, it's like digging through brick. The clay, the ground is so clay. So that's going to be nice.
It's not easy for plants to live in it either.
Right. We're going to put in drains for water changing systems for the big tanks. Yay. I can hear the applause now. So that is going to be beautiful. And I'm going to put together, I'm saying it right now, anybody that wants to compete with me, bring it on, because I think it'll be a lot of fun. I am going to put together the best, I'm saying it. How many thousands of people are in here watching?
There's not.
I am going to put together the best beta system on YouTube, period. That's my goal. And when I'm done with it, it will be, to me, it might not be to you, but to me,
I'm gonna help.
To me, well, yeah, but to me,
help.
It's going to be the best. And that's not throwing any shade at anybody else's beta systems. There's a lot of nice ones out there, but guess what? Mine's going to be better. I'm going into it with that level of arrogance. I've got a plan, and it's going to be amazing. 300 individual beta tanks, and there's not going to be anything like it that you'll find on YouTube. It'll be completely automated. It'll be unbelievable.
Somebody's already doing the blueprint for 400 now.
Yeah. Hey, if you can beat it, do it. I think it'd be a lot of fun. If I can inspire you to make a system better than what I'm going to put together, I think that we're doing a good thing here. But
I feel like it's funny because at first the amount was like, oh, we're going to have 1,000. And realistically, I was like, okay, so I hand do my own right now, and we're talking about 300 to 400 at a time, and I have to hand clean them all, and my life is spent doing that all the time. And sometimes it takes me away from my own personal tanks, which I don't like, because I want to be just as much involved with fish keeping as anybody else with my own personal tanks, not just taking care of betas to sell to other people. Like I want to be in this hobby as well, not just for everybody else. So when he said we'll do 300 tanks, I was like, okay, we can do that.
Much more manageable.
Because not only will I have more time, I'll have, believe it or not, more fish, because our guy, we're not going to have a problem with that, with the breeding setup that I'm going to have. There's just not going to be a problem keeping fish in stock. So it's going to be less tanks, but there's going to end up being more fish. if that makes sense.
Well, and you talk about going in there and manually removing the poop, but there's also the fact that you're manually doing water changes in all of those tanks too.
It's like
that.
And I have 1 gallon jugs, like 50 of them that I treat, each single one, all the time, nonstop. These jugs of water are being filled up constantly. I have my son helping me sometimes. He knows how to measure out, what I put in there, because I do the pH neutralizer, the dark water, the salt. And, so 50 gallons of water is treated 2, sometimes 3 times a week. It just depends. And it's like, there's a lot to be done in the beta room. And I am so freaking looking forward to a beta system.
And now I do have to clarify something before I forget. I said it's going to be fully automated, and that's a bit of an exaggeration. It's not going to be one of those things that, maybe it will be. I got to figure out how to do it. But it's not going to be one of those things that runs itself and water changes just automatically happen. I suppose that's a possibility, but it's going to be more of a Lisa goes in there and turns this valve and all the tanks drain, and then turns this valve and they all fill back up again with the water that has been already treated and all of that in a big tank that's going to be in the room, actually in the next room. That's what I mean by automated. There's not going to be any siphon hoses. There's not going to be any pouring of water.
I will still get my beta poop, because that is very important to me. I use the beta poop water for my plants.
It's true.
That's a whole nother deal.
Yep. So, yeah, that room right there is, we're going to have the setup of the room, which, like I talked about, the main studio room, which is what you'll see the most, will be, I got to reconstruct that floor to make it supportive enough to hold a 360 gallon, 2 240 gallons, 2 125s, and one that could potentially be in upwards of 500 gallons, her tank that we're working on now. I need to do some work on that, supporting the floor, but I'm also going to be adding plumbing underneath the structure to act as drains, so that we can have a water changing system going to those too. The tank that we're talking about for her is actually going to be an island tank in the middle of the room. So what I'd like to do is run a supply water to that, and also a drain. So there'd be like a fully independent system there. And all of this is content for you, the viewers. This is going to be something that you'll be able to see. And a lot of the stuff, there's so many good creators out there. Forget about it. You want to build a fish room. Aquarium Co-op built one from the ground up. Joey built one from the ground up. There's so many great channels out there. But I'm going to do videos that are things that I've looked for in the past and have not found. So hopefully that kind of fills a void that's out there that people might be interested in. Let's be honest, a video about resupporting a floor to house aquariums, it's not going to be a video for everybody, but to the people who have been wondering about that, the ones that ask us that question in these live streams and stuff like that, it's going to mean a lot to them. So I'm going to love being able to have something.
You're not going to do a video for 3 people that have asked you about it, are you?
And then tell them everybody was saying it.
Everybody was asking, so I did it. Only 3 people asked, but I did this video for you 3 people.
Were you listening to the conversation I had with Drew on Friday night at the Aquachella? Is that?
No, it was in a members video, dummy.
Oh.
I was lurking in it, and I heard you say it.
So yeah, there's going to be that. There's going to be the addition of electrical in there to supply the tanks. There's electrical in there now, but we need to add some more. Plus, we need to add some for the island tank. There's going to be the plumbing. There's going to be the setup of the rooms. I think we're going to pretty much kind of redecorate all of the tanks, not the nanos, but like this one's going to get a redesign. The yellow lab tank's going to get a redesign. All of that is going to be things that we're able to document and show. And we're going to do it in a different style. There's going to be a lot of me following Lisa around with the camera and her following me around with the camera to be able to show you things that we haven't shown you before, because we don't do those kind of videos. We do more talking head style videos We're going to be able to do a lot more walking around, kind of candid stuff. I don't want to say vlog style because I don't see it as that, but something that you're not used to seeing from us, and I think that's going to be very, very cool. Aside from that, there is also this property is on almost 5 acres of dead nuts flat land, and there is a lot of open space to put a pond. I'm just saying. Greg, Eric.
Speaking of pond, John brought me this awesome book. He brought me this book back from Aquachella, and
but you have to mention who gave it to me.
the pond.
Greg Whitstock from Aquascape.
Yeah, I mean, I know he's from Aquascape, and I know his name is Greg. I don't want to like butcher his last name by saying it.
Because you say Woodstock, it's Whitstock.
I do say Woodstock. Anyways, I'm only on page 21 because I am trying so hard to get my butt in bed on time to like be able to lay back and read it, and I work up to like the last second, and then I go get ready. Anyways. So I haven't got through all of it yet. It's like over 200 pages. And like I said, I'm on page 21, and I am just really wanting to keep reading this book because it's amazing. It's awesome. So if you ever want to check out a pond book, and I'm not getting paid to say this,
No.
I'm just saying it's a really cool story.
The story behind that book is I made a joke at Aquachella. I was standing with Corey and Jason and Zenzo and Greg Whitstock, the owner. He's not just from Aquascape. He's the owner of Aquascape. Like,
I know.
He's
I'm reading the book. I know more about him than you do.
of ponds.
I do.
Greg walks by and he says hi to all of us. And then somebody made a comment about building a pond. And I said, yeah, I'm wanting a pond, but Greg hasn't come out and built me one yet. Making a joke. And he looks at me and he's like, well, you can have this book. He gives me that, which was a treat. I mean, that's an amazing book. It's very, very cool. But yeah, Greg, I'll give you my address. But I actually know Greg. I know Eric out in San Diego, who is Eric Triplett's the only guy that called me on my birthday a couple of years ago. I mean, that man holds a special place with me. So I would love to get involved with the Helix system that he designed and owns and promotes and sells. Who knows what's going to happen there? But all I can tell you is there's 5 acres of land that will look real good with a nice pond in it, especially when it's full of comet goldfish. And we're going to put some koi in there too. Come on, forget about it. Of course we are. And ultimately, I would love for there to be some turtles in there too. So we're talking, we got to go big. We got to do something super special. And it's going to be, I'm not going to sit here and tell you what I told you about the beta room, because I'm not going to tell you we're going to build the nicest pond on YouTube, because have you seen Greg's?
Well,
it ain't going to happen.
As long as you're not building it.
What did she say? What?
I said as long as you're not building it, because I know what you're going to say. You're going to be like, can you help me dig this hole? And I'm going to be like, oh my gosh, I've got so much to do. No, I'm not going to help you dig this hole.
No.
Please don't do it yourself. Please, please, please.
You know I like to do things. If I can do it myself, I like to do
I've got
things
enough
myself.
projects for you to do. Anyway.
I had a conversation, and I believe it's documented on YouTube. I think it might be on the live stream, where Eric said, when you get your place, you let me know and I'll come out there and we'll build one together. I think he said that. I'm not sure.
I'll call him and
but
ask him.
I've watched his How to Build a Pond with the mini goat and everything. I've watched that series all the way through, probably 5 times.
I know you watched it this week.
I did. And I just can't, I would love to have, but come on, we live on complete opposite sides of the country. I can't imagine that Eric would come out here and do that. But regardless of that, there will be a pond on this property. It will happen.
Yeah.
How fast is it going to happen? I don't know, but it's,
just dig a day, you might get
one scoop. I mean, it might take a while.
Scoop a day.
But we do have the thing going for us that it's very, very easy soil to dig
Right.
in. You probably wouldn't even have to bring in a piece of equipment. Just do it all with shovels because it's very, very easy soil. And we've already got a nice place picked out for the pond, which is very cool. So,
But we didn't tell them the best part.
okay, we'll tell them. What is it?
The house comes with 2 cats.
Oh,
It comes with 2 cats. I've already named them. I can't say what their names are, but they are Mr. and Mrs. something. Mr. and Mrs. P.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say the other best thing about it, because, and this is coming from the heart here, folks. I'm telling you this for a reason, because we're very fortunate to do what we do for a living. I'm not going to hide that from anybody. I can't even believe that I get paid to do what I do. Lisa and I have lived in this house for 3.5 years.
It'll be 4 when we move out.
And it's been our intention since we moved into this house to buy this house. We love this house. It's great. However, when we moved into this house, we weren't YouTubers anymore. We were on a break from YouTube and we didn't know what was going to happen. I still held on to the dream, but we didn't know that life was going to be what it is now, that we were going to have a business in the basement and all these tanks again, traveling around the country 3-4 times a year. We didn't realize this was going to be happening, but here we are. And so one of the biggest things that I wanted to say about this, and it's nobody's business but ours sitting at this table, but I still want to share it with you. One of the coolest things about this property is, like I said, 5 acres. It's got a historic, it's registered historic home on the property, which has been my dream since I was a child. It's got
I had the same dream.
the large barn. I watched Bob Vila when I was like 17 with Norm Abram, and I've been dreaming about it
I
then.
used to watch historical.
You were still in diapers then.
My favorite movie was North and South when I was younger, so I like historical houses.
Historic home. The big barn that we're going to use as the warehouse, the building that we're going to use as the studio, and the Betta house. So we're going to quadruple the size of the space that we have for our business, and it's on 5 acres, and we're paying less for that house than we would if we bought this house.
Yep.
So you can't do any better than that. Yeah, it's 3 hours away. And you know what? If we were to buy what we're buying in North Carolina, in Virginia, it would be $1 million more than, and I'm being serious. If we were to buy the property that we're buying in what we've bought in North Carolina, in Northern Virginia,
Oh.
forget about it.
Oh yeah. I mean, my grandparents' house recently sold a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house for like $700,000 or $800,000 on a low piece. I mean, it's ridiculous up in Northern Virginia.
Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous. So to be able to do that and to spend less than we would spend if we bought this house. This is a nice house. I'm not going to lie. I mean,
No, I'm gonna miss.
it's a great house, but to spend less than if we were to buy this. And if you think about it, if we bought this, our business is already grown to capacity here. We can't build a building in the backyard. There's just not enough space for that. So we'd be renting a warehouse somewhere, spending thousands of dollars on a warehouse somewhere. So we're making out like a champ moving down there. So it is it's a dream.
Technically, the really cool thing about it is, if you take the basement out of this house and you put it out of the house, you know, the business out of the house, what we have on the top floor and, you know, the other 2 levels is the same, pretty much the same square footage in the new house, just spread out differently. And that's what's
It's true.
cool. So, I mean, we'll still be able to have the cats and the plants and his little dogs.
Well, and if you think about, if you take this garage and you take the space that we use downstairs for the website,
Oh, yeah.
we have about 1,000 square feet that we're using. And that's for all the fish tanks and the warehouse in the basement, if you will. So if you include the second floor of the barn, it's about 2,500 square feet. So we're going to have 2.5 times the size of what we have everything in now. So I'm going to have so much room, I'm not going to know what to do with. It's going to look empty when we first move in there, but we're going to fill it up with product very fast, and it's going to be great. So that's awesome. And then we have this whole other building that is going to house the aquariums and stuff like that. So it's an absolute dream come true.
We'll just build another building.
And we have that opportunity that we do not have here. We can't build a building on this property. It wouldn't be small enough to make it worth it. It would be too small for it to be worth it, is what I'm trying to say. So it's a dream come true, just adding to what is already a dream. And I know how cheesy that sounds, but it's just a fact. Every single day we remind ourselves of that. So
and the most awesomest thing about it is we've got
the cats. They're awesome.
They're really awesome. But the other awesome parts about it is that we have years of content for you guys, and it's going to be so much fun because we've already thought it all out. There's just so much that we want to share with you that you're going to be able to see our projects. You're going to be able to see our fish tanks more because it's just going to be, they're going to all be together more. It's not going to be here and there and, everywhere. We'll have a better system going, and, maybe we'll do a walkthrough of our house. You never know.
I mean, if people want to see it, if people are into old houses, they'll definitely appreciate that.
My plants are it's going to be amazing with them because there'll be some of them in the probably 1/4 of the Betta house is going to have the plants in the front. So it's like a beautiful plant area, sitting area, for me to just relax in and sit and look at all my Bettas. And then I'll have, some plants hanging here and there in my Betta room. And it's just going to be.
When she gets mad at me, she can go out there and be in bliss.
Because there's a bathroom.
There's a bathroom out there, too.
I don't need to be in the house.
We've had a lot of super chats come through, but I have to shout out Alexander Engelhart. Do you need to go?
Oh, no.
Oh, $100 super chat. Good grief, my friend. And he says it's for one cardboard box. That's a powerful box. I would hope that would be a massive stack of cardboard boxes. Wow. Thank you so much for that. We're going to get to all of the others, too.
So
Trust me.
Why don't you go back and start with those then?
Did you weren't giving me a sign there?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I told him if I've had a little heartburn tonight because I ate veggie stromboli, and I said if I have to go get a Tums, I'll just do this little tap. So
and you did just do that.
I did a tap, but it wasn't for that. So.
Christian's Amazing Animals, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the team. You are going to get to see the new place. Should be tomorrow. I don't know if it'll be upload tomorrow, maybe Saturday, but we'll be filming it tomorrow. Callan Shepard, congrats on the second place Aquascape. Yes, thank you so much. I have the trophy right here. I will share that with all of you all in just a second. Sally Ball's brother. Well, how about that? Thank you so much. Nothing attached to it. Just here's some money. I love that. Thank you.
So funny.
At least I don't think there's a sticker attached to that. No. Liquid Zoo Only Fins. I was kidding. Thanks. No problem.
Oh, yeah. Because I didn't say hi to him, and then I said hi in the.
And he got mad?
Yeah, I said hi. No. I said hi in the chat, jokingly.
Got it. Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics.
Oh, cool.
I love that name because I'm a fan of the Misfits.
Oh, yeah.
And old Glenn Danzig because before he got so arrogant that you can't even just. Anyway, M.W. Simmons with the $2.99 lemon cheering Superman thing.
Aw, thank you.
That's very kind of you. Ligate 12, can you please tell me, friend, he shouldn't put 2 Oscars?
Oh.
I'm gonna correct you there, Ligate. Tell my friend he shouldn't put 2 Oscars, a Jack Dempsey, $5 silver, and a dinosaur biker in a 75-gallon tank.
Oh, no.
Ligate, I think you should probably just consider terminating the friendship with that individual because, no. You're doing the right thing because you're trying to tell your friend, hey, you're making a huge mistake.
Right.
I don't even want to see the 2 Oscars in there. They'll be okay. But I'm just going to tell you to back up Ligate. Yeah, you definitely need to graduate them into something bigger. If they're all still babies, you're good for a little bit.
Right.
But
they grow up.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's my Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? That's all that needs to be said. Clockwork Chaos. Does this mean Lisa can finally... Uh-oh.
What? Read it. What? Read it.
Does this mean that Lisa can finally get a fox?
Yeah. I'm going to get a fox because I've been talking to Will Nace. I already looked into rules and regulations, so yeah. And I'd like a skunk too now. Everybody saw the picture, John.
I held Will Nace's skunk. It's actually Summer's skunk, not his. His wife's name's Summer, right?
Yeah, and I didn't realize it was their skunk because I was like, bring it home, duh.
That was the coolest thing ever. To hold an animal that I've not only never held before, but never thought I would ever hold.
Right.
That was very, very cool. And a skunk, I know this is going to sound crazy, but a skunk smells like a skunk. Can you believe it? It's wild.
That's hilarious. No way.
It's not offensive in any way, but I was holding the skunk and I was like, oh my goodness, you're so cute. And I got down and I was like, oh, and you smell like a skunk too. But it's not like overwhelming or anything. It doesn't stick to your clothing or anything. They had the skunk.
Or does it? Because
distinct.
you might not be able to smell it, but everybody else smelled it on you.
Nobody complained. Fishroom Fever was there, and I don't think he didn't say anything. If there was an opportunity to hurt my feelings, Fishroom Fever would jump on it. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
And he didn't say anything. So.
Got it.
But yeah, there's the opportunity to get a fox. Whether we do or not, I don't know. Just like I don't know if I will get sulcata turtles. Talked with Blake a little bit about that over the weekend. Talked with a few reptile people over the weekend about that. I don't know if we're going to get those, but I do know we're going to get chickens. I do know we may get some little dwarf goats. And so there's that. And if you want to see them on the channel, you'll have to let us know because I just don't
want to get too much that we can't appreciate having them. I only want enough that we can handle and give love to. I don't want to be a channel that collects pets.
Well, see, and that's what makes me wonder if the fox and the sulcatas would be kind of putting it over the top.
I think the fox is fine.
3 dogs, 7 cats, 24 fish tanks, a business, foxes, goats, chickens. Come on. Lady Rorschach became a member. Welcome to the team, lady.
Hey, welcome.
Melissa Jeswald, congratulations on the home and your top-notch performance at Aquachella. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a second. You're thanking.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Adolfo Prieto, congratulations. Happy for both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's a long dream come true for both of us. I know I said it was just me, but it is for both of us.
Yeah.
Stephen P. 2003, wait 24 months and still no Bubbles icon. Who must I sue? That's a good question. Maybe you have to be through 24 months, not
really
just.
It says 24 months and he doesn't have Bubbles.
I don't know, but I would call your senator, your congressman, your city councilman. I would call. Jeez. I would call those folks. Is he down there in Louisiana? I don't
know. I think we're closer to him than we.
Alexander, what are you doing, my friend? Good grief! He put in another one. This one for a fox and the cardboard box.
Thank you. Thank you. Yay.
Where'd you come from, Alexander? Good grief. This is nuts.
I've seen him in other people's live streams.
You're spoiling us today.
He's a big...
apparently a big super chatter.
He does a lot for people. A lot of people in the streams and stuff. He's super nice.
Well, that is awesome.
As is a lot of people.
Yes, you're spoiling us here, my friend. Wow. M.W. Simmons with the wrecked cow falling out of the chair. I almost fell out of the chair here when we finally got the notification from the the mortgage company that were able to get this house. I'm not going to go through the whole the whole story here, folks, but it was a battle. This is a battle that we've been going through since October, and it's not been fun.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it's finally over, and
Yes.
and so I felt wrecked a few times during that 4-month period. Whitney Nealon, Zeke, my beta that I bought from you in the beginning of your journey, is still doing great. That is
I'm glad
awesome.
to hear that.
Daryl Deemer says, congratulations. Thank you, Daryl. Missed
thank
you
you,
in Orlando,
Daryl.
but I don't remember him being
I
in Orlando
haven't seen
before.
Daryl since the Aquatic Experience. I miss that guy.
I saw him Aquachella,
Really? Chicago. I
Chicago in
wasn't there.
2019.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Okay, so let's take a quick break from these and talk a little
Are
bit
you
about
going to remember
Aquachella,
where to
shall we?
pick up?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Okay, 'cause
So, a couple of things stand out from Aquachella. First of all, it was exhausting. It was overwhelming. It was a blast. People are going to say, was it better than last year? Yes, it was.
than last year's
Than
Orlando.
last Orlando, absolutely, yes. I think
okay.
that Aquachella as a show, they get better every single show.
They do. I noticed that too.
Listen, everybody knows one of the most difficult people to please on planet Earth is Corey McElroy, and he was even thrilled with what they did at that show. So that's got to tell you something. It was amazing. There were some little gripes about the YouTube booth and stuff like that. Nothing to do with the people, more the location of the booth. But even the owners of Aquachella had a problem with the location of the booth. So that's a minor thing, easy to fix. None of the attendees of the show complained about it, so it was fine. Overall, I think the show was incredible. The amount of people that I met for the first time, Lisa was not there with me. It was just me. But I didn't feel alone because she was all over Instagram, basically sharing every single thing that I did, which was really cool. She told me I have to go around and take selfies with everybody. And I just was like, I'm just going to do this all in one shot. So I walked around and I just started just grabbing people. Here, smile, boop, and move on to the next person.
I had people sending me selfies. Like I had people through Facebook and in Tank Talk on Facebook. And I tell you, the people that sent me the most was Hope Mudd and Don Jones. They were all over it. They were all over it.
They
thank
were there
you.
the whole
Thank you
weekend.
to everybody who sent that to me because I felt like I was right there with you guys. I watched it from I watched it like so many other people in chat did because I know most people in chat didn't go. You just like me, you were on the other end observing from the Aquachella live streams or whatever you saw on social media, and from what I saw, it was a great show. It was wonderful, and I think as far as like the YouTube booth goes, I think that Carrie Science Gal Aquatics did a really good job on it. And I know Jesse, her husband, had to have.
I'm
I
glad
know
you
him
mentioned that.
right there next to her helping, and Ed. Oh my gosh, Ed! He's always amazing when he goes to these shows and helps
Chattanooga
out.
Ed, Jen, why did I say Carrie, Science Gal, and her guy Jesse. Listen, I'm going to say it. The show, the YouTube portion of the show would not happen if it weren't for those three people.
Right.
That's just a fact.
And then Prime Time came in and
He definitely helped.
finish up a
Everybody
little bit, too.
contributed in their own way,
Yeah.
except for me because I got in late. But those three right there deserve to be put into the Aquachella Hall of Fame. I'm not kidding you. I mean, Ed, first of all, the entire weekend ran the live stream. I mean, and I don't know why he volunteered for that. That's a stressful thing.
Mm-hmm.
He was there for every single live stream, the entire thing. Absolutely unbelievable. Jesse's the one that's hanging up the 20-foot banners and putting up the tables and setting up the electronics, and it's unbelievable. Those three, instantaneous Aquachella Hall of Fame. They deserve all the credit in the world. I got to tell you my story about the Aquascaping contest. I was asked to be in the Aquascaping contest because you were not going to be there. They really wanted you to be a part of it, and I know why. And when you made it known that you weren't going to go, I said, well, if you need somebody to fill the spot, I can be a warm body in that spot. Obviously, I'm not going to win. I'm not going to, but I'd be happy to do it.
Better than just putting a rock in.
Well, okay. But so Jen Williams, who organized the whole thing, asked me if I wanted to do it.
From OIC.
Right. And I said, absolutely. I'll do anything for you, Jen. And so I was in the contest, which was crazy. This is no fault of Jen or any of the people at Oase. I really had no idea what was going on. I was a complete buffoon when it comes to this thing. I was just basically like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. Well, they told me what's going to happen is we're all going to get together and you're all going to pick your hardscape. And then when you come back, we're going to have 2 groups of people doing the scapes, and the plants will all be sprawled out, and you can just take whatever plants you want, which is pretty daggone cool. You got an entire smorgasbord of Tropica plants, and you can take as many as you want. Ooh, that was awesome. But what they didn't tell me, or at least maybe they did and I didn't hear, was what time this was going to be taking place. So
if I had known, I would have messaged you or called you.
When I mentioned this to Jen, she gave me a real angry look like, oh, yes, I did tell you. So she probably did, and I just didn't know.
You didn't listen.
I showed up
should have told me.
to the hall where the event is happening at about, I want to say it was like 8:45, but it might have been 9. I don't know. But it was pretty early. It was well over an hour before the show started. And I'm walking back to the YouTube booth, and there are all of the other aquascapers. I think there was 12 of us total. There was 11 of them. They're all standing there holding boxes full of hardscape. And I'm like, what's happening? And they've already done it. And I didn't show up for it. My fault. I didn't know, but I wasn't there. What they do is they line everybody up. Everybody draws a number, and then they call out the number, and you get to go up and take 2 pieces. And then the next person comes up and gets to take 2 pieces. You can take 2 pieces of wood, 2 pieces of rock, whatever. So they had already done like 3 rounds. Everybody already had boxes full of all the best pieces. And then I strolled up, and Jen was like, well, here you go. And I basically was able to go in there and take picks from what was left over. And that's okay. I mean, it was my fault. I can't blame anybody else for it. I didn't know. So there it is. So my confidence was, it was trash. But I will tell you, I had a blast doing it. I was scaping right next to, like, the tank over from me was Kasha. She did an amazing job on her tank.
Her tank looked great.
Behind me was Melanie Holmes, who, of course, put together an unbelievable tank. And then there's a couple of people whose names escape me, and I feel horrible about that. But there was 6 of us, and we're all going at it. And I had a nice little crowd of people around me, kind of making me nervous and watching my every move, and it was fun. But once I got into it and I started putting things together, and I basically just started throwing and throwing, it all kind of started to come together, and it felt real good what I was doing. And then it happened. It really happened. Now listen, folks, I consider George Farmer to be a friend. Met him for the first time in, I think, 2019. Had many conversations with him back and forth online and stuff like that. But I also idolize the guy. I mean, who doesn't? The man is a genius when it comes to putting together an aquarium. He walked up to my tank, and he bends down and he looks at it, and he says, blah, 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 and he walks away. And I'm like, what? And he keeps walking, and I'm like, George, no. What did you say? And he came back, and he said he complimented my tank, which meant absolutely the world to me. That would be like, I don't know the analogy, but that was a really, really cool thing. It didn't mean anything to him, but it meant a lot to me. He gave me a compliment on my choice of stone and the substrate that was going up against that stone. And that was just like, well, I've already won. I mean, if Oliver Knott was with him and made that kind of a compliment, then I would have been like, well, I'm the best aquascaper because come on. But yeah, my confidence went through the roof when he said that. And I just went all in and I had an absolute blast doing it. And so we need to fast forward now to Sunday, because Sunday is the day that I did my talk. The way the aquascaping contest went was they put it online, and anybody can vote on the tank that you want to win. And so the voting was going on all night long. We get to Sunday. I approached Jen Williams about midday and I said, when are you guys doing the announcement for the winners of the aquascaping contest? I know I'm not going to win, but I want to be a part of it. You know, I want to be there. And she said, 3:00. Well, 3:00 is when I was doing my talk. Of course. So I'm like, well, I won't be a part of it, but it is what it is. So I go and I do my talk, and you know, I got to find it because I know I have it. I'm doing my talk and I'm about 5 minutes in to my talk. And Aquachella had it was almost like a separate room for the speakers, for the main stage. Instead of it just kind of being out in the open like it usually is, it was tucked back in this corner with walls all around it, which was really, really nice because it kept it close and, you know, it was quieter back then, back there. And I start hearing this loud ruckus coming from outside. And I kind of, as I'm up there doing my talk, I kind of made a joke about it. Like they were applauding for me, like thinking it was just some kind of chaos happening outside of the speakers area. But it turns out that they were coming in to the speaker area, and they were coming in to deliver me on stage the second place trophy for the aquascaping contest. I didn't win first. However, this might as well be first place. Seriously. Because first place was Tanner Serpa. Now, Tanner,
60% of the votes.
60% of the vote went to Tanner, and I think 6% went to me, was it? Or 8?
I think it was 12.
Okay, 12. So that shows you how much of a landslide it was. So me getting second to Tanner Serpa is like anybody getting second to Tiger Woods at Augusta. I mean, it's like I won the contest because wasn't nobody beating him. Tanner hates when I compliment him, but it's just a fact. This was a real thrill, and they gave it to me on stage right there in front of all of the people while I was doing my talk. What an amazing experience. And I don't know if you have anything to talk about. I actually have a video of that. What?
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead.
What?
I was just being funny.
Oh. I don't know if I can get it on here to play, though. Let me see. Ben Ochart.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome.
Took a video of it.
Doesn't it have an expiration, though?
I don't know, but I'm going to see if I can download it while I'm live streaming. Okay, now let me see. I don't know if it will be something I can put on here. Does it have sound?
Yes.
Let me see.
Oh,
if
yeah, definitely. You can hear that? Or you
I don't hear the sound, though.
It has sound.
The viewers can hear it, but that's the video of it. I don't know if you can hear it, but that's the video of it that Ben Ochart shot for us, which is very, very cool. I didn't even know he got that until I was in the Uber on my way to the airport, and he sent that to me. So that was very, very cool. And now I don't know how to get rid of it.
Somebody said they hear it.
Oh, they could?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now I can do that. Okay, and then now I can get rid of. Okay, hopefully you can still hear us. I'm trying to swap this here. I don't know what I did. There we go. Are you still with us? I think we may have lost you. Why is everybody commenting on the cargo shorts? How dare you? I'm 47 years old. I'm a grandfather, for crying out loud. Yeah, I wear cargo shorts because they're convenient and they have lots of pockets. So leave me alone. So yeah, that was definitely a highlight for me. That was so much fun. And I could not believe it. And like I said, this may as well be first because if you're getting second to Tanner, then you might as well be first.
So where are we at on there? I think, is it still you on the stage?
What?
I don't know. All I see is you on the stage still, and everybody's saying they only hear us. No, you pushed the wrong buttons.
Well, no, we're back now. We should be back, right? No?
See?
Oh, geez. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna do my best to fix that. Oh my goodness, what has happened here? I don't know what to do.
Yeah. Everybody's saying they don't see you.
Okay.
Not only hear you.
Unpublished.
Wow.
Live stream. Let's see. Are we back now?
You are not back.
I know, but I know it takes a second to get back to normal. There we are.
Sue said, anyone want to tell him that we still don't see him?
Are we back now? I think we're back now. I think we are.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. I see us.
Sorry. Should I even try to put this picture up? I'm going to put the picture up because I know pictures.
Don't do nothing. Don't put anything else up.
Pictures are easy. I got to show you all this picture here. Look at that one. First, second, and third, me, Tanner, and Will Nace. That was a lot of fun. I sent you that picture, right?
Yes.
I know you probably can't see me now and you're freaking out wondering, John did it again, but no. I know how to take the pictures off. That's the first time I've ever put a video up on there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway, Aquachella was an absolute blast. If I have one complaint, it is I don't like doing my talks on Sundays at 3 o'clock because even though I am not afraid to get in front of the people and do a talk, I enjoy it. It's fun. I get to talk about what I love with people who love what I love. It's a treat to be able to do that. I'm not nervous about getting up there and doing that, but there is, dare I say, anxiety. I think anxiety is a word that's used way too much these days. But that's the only way I know how to describe it. It's not, sound's working, right? Yeah, it sound's working. Somebody said no sound. Anyway, that was Will Nace, Lefty.
I was getting ready to type
and he's a married man, so back off. He's the one that owns the skunk. And
the foxes.
And he's 6'9". He's a giant. Yeah. He had to bend down to take that picture. And Tanner's like 6'4". So anyway, I was the short one in that group. When you go through the whole weekend at an event like that, knowing that you have this, dare I say, obligation, okay, why are people, okay, thank you, Zen Ginger. Somebody did ask if they can see the scape. Yes, you can.
One person.
It was only one person, but that's okay. One person, that means everybody wants to see it.
No, I was just joking.
But I can't find it, though. I don't. So Jason asked me to send it to him earlier. I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Enough with putting stuff up on the screen.
I have the picture.
Sound is sounding very soundy. Thank you. All right, I'm going to stop looking at the chat because they're all making fun of me, saying that there's no sound, and it's hurting my feelings. What I'm getting at is it's an obligation to do the talk, and so therefore it is something to kind of worry about Am I going to get up there? I have to get up there and I have to be on. I have to do what I plan to do. Are people going to like it? Is it going to be as fun as I think it's going to be? And so there is anxiety waiting for it. And then when it's done, it's like, okay, now I can relax. And so you saw that picture of me and Will and Tanner. That was taken immediately after I did my talk. And there was a few other people that wanted to take pictures and stuff like that. By the time I get back to the YouTube booth, it's just a little bit after 4 and everybody's already tearing their booths down. The show's over. And I'm like, now I can finally relax and the show's over. It was kind of a bummer. So that's my only gripe with the weekend, but that's nobody's fault. It is what it is.
If you want to see the scape, there are some good pictures of it on Tank Talk, our Facebook group.
I've got it right here. I can put it up. Now I just have to find where I put it on my desktop. It's a whole big thing. It's a racket. Here, let's see. Where is it? Okay, I found it. Here we are. It's going to take up the whole screen again, probably. Yep. That's it. So the compliment that I received from George was the substrate that I used complemented the Ceru stone that I used in there. I just got to tell you, folks, there were way better tanks than mine. I mean, there was. I think that, you know, a lot of the vote has to do with social media and how many people you can get to go there and vote and stuff like that. And that's honestly not all that fair. I went up to Melanie Holmes and I went up to Joanna after the whole thing. And I was like, listen, tonight, when you're upset that guy who's not even an aquascaper won, you're right. That's what I told him. You're right to be upset. But it's still mine and you can't have it.
Or blame me for posting it everywhere.
That's right.
I mean, I posted it everywhere for everybody to vote for you. And I mean, I was messaging family, like, I know how many kids you have, so you need to get to voting.
And
everybody got
for the people
from me.
that have asked, this is a shark tooth, and according to Ed Chattanooga Ed made this. Mm-hmm. In fact, he made it on one of his streams. This is a megalodon tooth, and it got me stopped in security at the airport. I'm just saying. Thanks, Ed. But yeah, what a thrill. The whole weekend was a huge success. It was amazing. Thank you so much, all of the people that came up to me and said something. And let's continue, shall we? Callan Shepard, Chapter 3 sounds like an amazing read. It's going to be fun. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait. And you're going to be able to follow along with us. It's going to be awesome.
Texas Fish Room said, I voted because Lisa said to.
See?
Thank you.
You and I have a lot in common because I, too, do things that she's just because she says to. Mary Paige Flynn with all of the heart emojis. Thank you so much for that.
Hey, Mary.
Dave G and Geek Boy both became members. This was a while back, so they're probably already gone, but welcome to the team. Brian Barlow, have you changed anything filter-wise on the yellow lab tank? Added floss, future plans? It's similar to my setup. That tank is, I don't even have to touch it. I really don't. Between water changes, the chamber on the sump is not huge. So when the water evaporates, it evaporates from the sump. And so it'll evaporate faster than a water change is needed, if that makes sense. So I have to top it off between water changes once or twice, which is literally like a 2-gallon bucket of water poured in there. It's done. I do not have to touch that tank at all. So, but the big change that was made was that I did put the sump in there. I took out the 2 sumps that I originally put in.
I just saw somebody in chat, and I was waiting until I saw this person in chat to make sure that they saw this. So Rico Stan is celebrating a birthday today, and I don't know why, but I got this birthday card for him delivered here.
Strange.
Wow.
There isn't even a stamp on it. That's wild.
Whoa, let me open it. Rico, a birthday is like a cat. I sound like a school teacher, so sorry. You wake up one morning and it's right there in your face. Enjoy your day, John and Lisa. Happy birthday, Rico.
Is that the first birthday card delivery through a live stream? I think it may be. You are breaking ground here today.
Well, anyways, this is your birthday card, but you get it on the live stream.
All right, this is going to be a difficult read here, and he knows it's coming because he's been waiting for it because he's trolling me. Stephen P. 2003 says, have an awkward day with your favorite awkwardicks doing awkward things
Wow.
on the awkwardest of awkwardic evenings.
Thanks, Stephen. You
Yeah,
got him all
thanks.
tongue-tied.
I'd like to hear you read that very quickly on your live stream, next stream that you do. I'd like you to say that very, very fast. That would be fun. Whips World, offer stands if you need me. Brother, I need you. I do. And you look like a big, strong dude. So, you know, I'm probably going to put a call out to, you know, hey, y'all want to come help move tanks? I think we're good on this end. But on the other end, I think we might be able to use you. So, I think it's going to be kind of an open invitation. I'm not going to put my address on the internet.
Right.
We're not that dumb. But to those who will be interested, Melissa Jeswald actually mentioned earlier the schedule of how things are going to go. We haven't talked about that yet. We aren't officially moving into that house until, if everything goes the way we want it to, May 28th. Will be when we're finally in there.
You
now,
mean living together.
right. There's always going to be somebody there, but it's going to be kind of back and forth because we have a kid graduating and we're not going to officially move until that's done. So I'll be down there a lot. You're not allowed to be down there by yourself, but I will be down there a lot, doing work and doing all of that, getting it ready so that work that I said has to be done to the floor of the new studio building, that's going to be done before we move in. It's going to be done between now and May. And then I'm going to paint a couple of rooms and stuff like that. But there's actually people living in the house right now. They are renters and they have leased the house from us. So there's always going to be somebody there. And I'll be going down there to do the work on the outbuildings, but nothing's going to be able to get done in the house until we actually move in. So that's kind of how that's going. And it works out pretty nice because there's somebody there so that the house isn't sitting empty for 3 months while we're waiting to move in there.
Awesome.
So, and the people that live there are great. So we're like, hey, it's perfect for them to stay. So the timeline is the end of May. We will be gone from here and there permanently, and that is when all the fun will begin. So,
Oh yeah, a lot of fun on the way, but it's just not going to be us living there 100% of the time.
it's going to be so hard pulling away from that place every time too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we're going to have short timers disease. So we have Texas Fish Room, Juan Escobar, Stephen Castro's already been a member, but he put in a comment. It looks like Texas Fish Room re-upped his membership. Welcome back. And Juan Escobar is brand new to Fry. So thank you for that. Stephen Castro said, congrats on the big news. I'm having a tough time picking my next beta from your site. Too many great choices. I want all of them.
Aw.
Listen.
I've got more coming too. So, I mean, I'm trying to put up what I can as often as I can. And I've got even more coming. So it's like,
we are so fortunate. It's like there are people sitting on our website constantly clicking refresh, and when she adds a fish, they know it. They sell as fast as she adds them. It's ridiculous.
I was super scared today, or last night, to add certain fish to the website because I was like, I am going to be the reason why Rustic Nashville gets divorced. Like, I know it. She's going to get served papers, and her husband's going to say, I can't do it anymore.
Her house is full of bettas, that's for sure. And that's the thing, Stephen Castro, there's no rules that says you can't just buy them all. I'm just saying. I mean, Rustic Nashville has. Rustic Nashville, Audra Meyer, and who was there was a third one that bought a ton of them. I can't.
I think Eduardo bought quite a few females, and I mean, there's people that have bought like so many females.
Let me tell you
a
something.
lot.
Eduardo was really upset that you were not at Aquachella.
Aw,
I just have to let you know that.
I really missed meeting Eduardo. I really did. There was a few people. Oink Master.
I was just about to say, I was getting ready to read her message here. She was devastated that you weren't there.
Aww.
And she actually messaged Oink Master Supreme Forever, got the clarification of what that name means, and it is a very special thing. She says, in a year of nearly losing my life to health issues, finding your channel was my miracle. Infinite blessings to you both forevermore, and it's been an honor.
Aww.
What a thrill it was to meet her. She was the sweetest person, probably next to my beautiful wife, that I've ever met in my life. Unbelievable.
Aww, so sweet.
Liquid Zoo, Only Fins says, oh snap. That must be, they're excited about us moving. That's what it is. Tesla Killdozer, $10.16. Congrats on the new chapter. Looking forward to the progress of the new place. I just placed an order tonight for an Extreme Nice Pellets and Community Crave.
Thank you.
Two of our top sellers, two absolutely amazing foods. You will be thrilled, trust me. K Dubois, I'm going to say it's Dubois. We do not ship to Canada. I'm very sorry.
Not yet.
I don't know that there ever will be. I mean, our borders are crazy. So
I don't know. Some people are able to do it. So.
Furloughs Aquatics, who I was fortunate enough to see on Friday. So happy for you both. My offer still stands if y'all need help with anything, fish tanks or an extra pair of hands with home improvement stuff.
Oh, yeah, Eric, it would, yeah.
He messaged me that. And I was like, dude, do you realize it's going to take you like 12 hours to drive there?
It's not that far compared to Virginia, though. Florida to North Carolina is a little closer.
3.5 hours closer. That ain't all that much difference when you're still driving halfway across the country. Ruben Ramirez, good luck with your future plans. Thank you so much. We are going to need it. And there's Melissa Jeswald's thing asking about the timeline. The timeline is going to be all over the place.
Yeah.
So it's going to be
tough. Here, a little bit there.
Yep. But the good thing is, every single time I take a trip down there, I will not be going down with an empty truck. It's going to be full of stuff. So we're going to be moving over the course of 3 months, storing all of the stuff in the buildings. And anyway, Leslie Perry, make friends with your neighbors. I'm betting one of them has a backhoe. True. We share our equipment out here in rural Tennessee. Y'all can dig the pond in no time. So happy for y'all. Congrats.
I am so excited to be neighbors to people in Tennessee. Because Tennessee is a neighbor to, right? It's like right over here on the west, right? We're going to be neighbors, all of us. Like, we're going to have...
It's a neighbor to Virginia, too. I'm just saying.
But it just seems more like a neighbor to North Carolina. I don't know why. It just seems more neighborly. Like, I don't know. But I made a joke on a member stream yesterday. Like, there's the Tennessee Fish Mafia. So what are we going to be in North Carolina? Because we're coming, you know, we got to have the North Carolina, the Carolina cool people or something. I don't know. Carolina.
We're going to need the help.
Sharks.
We're going to need the help of the chat to figure that out because
we need some fish clubs and we need to get together and do more in North Carolina. Or maybe we'll just join y'all's thing that you already got going on. I don't know. Just invite me, please, because I need some fish friends.
James said that we could be a chapter of the Fish Mafia. So there would be like a Tennessee Mafia and a North Carolina Mafia.
Yeah, we could do
and
that.
we'd be the Don, and you'd be the wife of the Don.
What am I going to be the wife of?
I'd be the godfather. I'd be like, forget about it.
Why can't I be in charge? And you be the husband?
Let's be honest. You will be. Listen, Leslie, here's the thing. We're going to probably live on that property for a long time before we meet our neighbors because we can't see our neighbors. It's a glorious thing. The property that we're buying is surrounded by massive farmland. It's not ours, but it's our piece of property is right in the middle of 75 acres of farmland, active farmland. So when the crops grow up, which I think they grow peanuts and sweet potatoes there, not cotton, which is what most everybody grows.
There's like cotton all over like the roads and stuff.
Yeah.
When you drive down and it's like
it's nuts.
It's everywhere.
And I'm glad it's not cotton that they grow there, because then our yard would be full of it. But yeah, I think it's sweet potatoes and peanuts that they grow. So it's not going to cover us up. We're not going to be kind of walled off by crops. But our neighbors are going to be very, very far away. I could see the only way we would meet them is if they actually harvest their own crops and they're coming by in a combine. If you use a combine to pick peanuts, shows how much of a farmer I am.
I'm just glad I'm not allergic to peanuts, because I'm going to be eating whatever is grown, because it's going to be free.
That's when we would meet them, because we'd be like, howdy, neighbor. But
yeah,
I've only stole 40 of your sweet potatoes. Nice meeting you.
I hate sweet potatoes. I wish they'd grow something else.
Well, you hate eggs too, and we're getting chickens. So
yeah.
And then we get to
cute.
Alexander Engelhardt again with the $100 for the cardboard box. I did read that earlier, but you got a double shot, my friend, and your ovals are still up there at the top, looking so glorious.
Thank you.
Fish Room Fever. So happy for you two. Really glad you quit that day job and went for the dream. Me too.
Thank
you.
And
that's exactly what it is. It's a dream. And I'm not kidding when I say that. I completely understand how cheesy it sounds, but it is so true. Her and I remind ourselves every single day, look how lucky we are. We can never, ever, ever become complacent, because that's the end when you become complacent.
And the funny thing is, we were looking in Virginia a little bit, and then we decided we wanted to get out of Virginia. And what was going to work for us was going to be getting out of Virginia because of cost, to be able to get land and what we needed for the business and everything. We were going to have to leave, because Virginia is so expensive. And one of the other states we looked at besides North Carolina was Tennessee, but it was just a teeny bit too far.
Too far from the grandkids and all of that.
At least it's drivable. It's still doable if there's an emergency.
Straight down 95. It's nothing.
What?
Rustic Nashville says, I'll give you silky chicks. What are silkies?
What?
I've heard of those. What are silky chicks?
Ooh.
I want leghorns. That's what I want. And I want leghorns.
Freaky
and I
Fish
want...
Lady said silkies are the cutest chickadees, so...
Okay. I want leghorns, and I want Rhode Island Reds. I want to get probably 4 of each, and we're going strictly for egg layers. We're not looking for meat birds, because no, these are going to be our pets. And
I'm
going to
go to the chicken factory, and I'm going to save 10 chickens.
There's a lot of places.
You think I'm joking, but I would do it.
There are places that sell chicks just like we sell bettas, and they send them in a box, and they're like chip 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 chip. It's really, really funny. But I want leghorns, and it's mainly because I loved foghorn leghorn as a kid. Who didn't? So, but no, I love the white bird with the red. I just think that's kind of like an iconic chicken. And then the Rhode Island Reds, I just think they're very, very cool.
I was just thinking of little chickens that you see, just regular old chickens, right? Just chicken.
The all white bird with the red. That's a longhorn. Leghorn. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't know my chickens.
Roosters are the ones with the big floppy.
I don't want one.
I don't either. Keep me up all night. Furloughs Aquatics gave $50 for cat treats.
Ooh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dory, for that.
Yes, thank you, Dory. Dory has a Dory tank. They have saltwater. Did you know that?
Who'd have thunk? Yeah, we might have room for a saltwater tank. Finally, all 4 of those people that have been asking if I'm ever going to do a saltwater tank, they'll get their answer. Rhode Island Reds are my favorite. See, Kevin and Lisa know. They know. They're awesome. There's another breed that escapes me. Oh, what is it? But apparently they're like big time brooders, and they can be nasty. So
don't say Colonel Sanders.
No. So leghorns and Rhode Island Reds, probably 4 of each. If I have my way, it would be 4 of each, 4 females. And there you go. She said she only wants like 3 or 4.
Well, I didn't know you were talking like 10.
Actually, I said I wanted 12 with a rooster. You said no rooster. So we're going to get 8, 4 and 4.
I mean, if, like what you were saying, the rooster helps to protect them and stuff like that, I would totally understand doing that. I just don't want to wake up to that sound every day.
If we have a Foghorn Leghorn was my favorite Looney Tune character. Of course he was. He was awesome. If we have a predator issue, then a rooster would come in handy. But I'm sitting here acting like I'm some kind of chicken farmer. Come on.
Well, you know
but
what?
I know enough about it to. We got 5 minutes left, and I got like 20 left to do.
Okay, but I have not shared the plant of the day. I got a plant this weekend, you guys.
All right, we got 5 minutes left and like 20 more of these to do.
Well, it's a Chinese money wort. Isn't it gorgeous? Like, I got it at the grocery store. You can get such good deals. You just have to look. I just want to show my plant.
That's not a bad grocery store find. I would be delighted for you to share your plants if we weren't so far behind. Fisherman Fever's in here, and he's going to be yelling at me.
Get a cat too, by the way. I named her Izzy. I call her Busy Izzy. You can continue.
Thank you. Joey Lilly, I really want to get back into having freshwater aquariums, 30 to 100 gallon. How do I convince my girlfriend to get one? Thinks they are too much work. Well, they are work, but not too much work. So what you do is you say, listen, honey, all I got to do is put a good filter on there, bigger tanks. And this is true. I'm not telling you to lie to your wife. I'm saying bigger tanks are easier to take care of than smaller ones. So we go bigger. We put a really good filter on there. We put a bunch of live plants in there. We put easy fish that don't create a ton of waste. I'm not going to hardly have to do any work at all. And it's going to be really pretty because it's going to have the plants. And then you say, and I will let you pick out some of the fish. You're welcome.
Let her do the fish picking. Just,
not all of them. Some.
Yeah, just some. Like, let her pick the staple one and you pick the rest to go with the staple one.
There you go. Liquid Zoo only fins, cats, 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 lots of cats.
Thank you.
We already have lots of those. We don't need to be reminded. Edge of Society Prod. We've seen that name before. Became a member. Welcome to the team. And then we get to the second gigantic red badge of Alexander Engelhardt. Thank you so much. Good grief. You just paid for our move right there.
Right.
Zachary Thurman, I wish my wife agreed with my aquariums like this. Haven't I told you multiple times tonight how lucky I am? It's true. That is one of the things that I'm lucky about, is the fact that this is something that we do together. It's a beautiful thing. Liquid Zoo only fins at Alexander Engelhardt is a major Fish Fam supporter. I mean major. Really?
Yeah, I've seen him in a lot of other streams. So like he's been in Alex's stream. I've seen him in, my gosh, I lurk in so many streams that
it's hard to remember them all.
Yeah, but I've definitely seen him in all of them.
Well, he is an awesome member of this chat, that's for sure. All of these people are. I mean,
definitely.
But that's like, that came out of nowhere. I'm still freaked out about it. Lady Aquatics, enjoy your new home. We
nice
definitely
name, Lady Aquatics.
I really hope we do. I mean, this house was built in 1845. It's going to be a long list of things that I constantly have to do, but you know what? That's what I've always wanted, so I'm not scared of it at all.
And we got Furlough, and we've got Whips World to come help us.
It's
and
true.
I think Dee Dee's going to come help me, and Delilah, she lives in North Carolina too, so we're going to hang out.
All right, it's 9:29. We got to do this rapid fire. Callan Shepard, my contribution to the Fox Fund. And then Finn Wiggles also said socks for the Fox in a Box.
Thank you so much,
hey,
you guys.
Listen, we got to go down there. I just found out I might be going to Orlando again in August. We'll be plenty done with our move by then, so I might be able to break away and go spend some time at Will's place, and maybe we can. I don't think we'll be ready then, but.
To get my fox?
Yeah, we'll figure something out. If they're just like dogs and we can pet them and go, ooh, and then it's a no-brainer. It's like getting a third dog. But I think they're a little bit more complicated than that. Ed Sloss became a member. Welcome to the team.
Welcome.
Nancers Piddlesmith. Hi,
That's
big fans. I want my wife to know I love her. Oh,
Aw.
that's adorable.
Yeah, that's
Nanners,
so sweet.
you just won. Congratulations.
Nanner's wife, he loves you.
I sure hope that Nanners Piddlesmith's wife is still watching, because that was very, very special.
Yeah.
Lacey the Dragon is Silent became a member. What a cool name. Welcome to the team.
Welcome.
David Warner, congrats on the house. Is a 20-gallon regular big enough for a breeder pair of German blue rams if they are the only fish in there?
Oh, yeah.
100%. Yes.
Definitely.
No problem. In fact, you're doing it great if that's what you're using. The Graves Goddess. That sounds like an intriguing YouTube channel. I'd love to see your videos. Became a member along with Chuck Tornetta. Y'all are going to have access to the new stuff coming up very soon. You're going to love it. Leo 209 Aquatics, make it 2 that want to see it 3 with Greedo. Hey.
I'm glad Greedo's feeling better.
Yes, that's a big deal. Everybody's going to see it, Leo, not just you. Everybody's going to see it, and I can't wait to show it. In this world of online content creation, we have to be careful, because especially in a rural area, it's a very rural area we're going to be living in. It's not difficult to find people. You pull over on the side of the road and you ask that guy with the pickup truck over there, hey, where do the people on YouTube live? And pass that red barn down there and make a right. I mean, you never know. So we got to be careful, but we're going to show you as much as we can.
Is that how people in North Carolina talk?
No, that was more like a Texas, South Texas kind of thing.
We are not going to fit in.
Louisiana, maybe it's Stephen P. country.
Wow. They're going to be like,
Georgia.
These Virginia people.
Rustic
She's
Nashville.
got blue hair. Oh
It's 9:32. We're already in trouble. Rustic Nashville with the Hype Hippo. Thank you so much for that. Only 2 more left. Wow, we're caught up. Whitney Nealon, tips on getting rid of green hair algae. It's relentless.
Oh.
I've seen people dosing hydrogen peroxide. Is it safe enough for my fish?
I take a toothbrush
And
and
swirl it around.
swirl it around and just start manually getting it out and doing water changes and putting like a sheet or something over it so it stays dark, and don't turn the lights on and don't overfeed your tank.
That's the struggle, because I mean a lot of that is from too much lighting, and if you have, I'm assuming you have live plants in there, so you don't want to hurt the plants. If you don't have plants, turn the lights off and leave them off for 2 weeks. It ain't gonna hurt your fish, not even one bit.
Maybe your plants won't like it, but
Well, I said if you don't have live plants, if it's
Yeah.
just fish, it is not gonna hurt your fish. I promise you. That will help. And then, like she said, clean it all up real good, scrub it off of the glass, turn those lights off for a couple of weeks, and hopefully that'll take care of it. I'm a little scared of the hydrogen peroxide thing, and that's because I've never done it. So it's hard for me to tell you anything else other than that. Knife N247, our last one in. Love the channel. Would not have my beta without your channel and our beta fish.
aw.
No
that's so
sound,
sweet.
by the way. Uh-oh. I hope we got that sound back for him. Yeah, that was a fiasco, and I'm sorry about that. Take
Right.
full responsibility for that. Wanted to show you the video, and I don't think the video had sound.
Well, you pressed the wrong buttons, but at least you didn't do what Punchy Paints did. Pam, I think deleted her account by accident.
Whoa.
She did something she wasn't supposed to do, and she was.
Or I
pushing
didn't
the
do
wrong-
what that guy on CNN did.
Oh,
What was his name? Jeff? No. There was a guy that was doing something that men do alone behind closed doors on a Zoom meeting with.
why would you say that?
I'm saying it could be worse. Could have been
Yeah.
that guy. Tubin. Jeffrey Tubin, that's his name. He got fired.
I can't
But anyway.
believe you just said that.
I didn't
Anyway.
say what all right.
Yeah, whatever.
This has been so much fun, folks. Thank you
So-
so much for letting us do that. I have to turn it over to you because it's already 9:34.
Well, there was somebody from Tank Talk and Facebook, our Facebook page or group, yeah, whatever, in Tank Talk, that wanted me to do a little shout out, and I'm going to do that. So, hi, Diago Salsa from Portugal. I hope you you're here, or you stuck around long enough, or you watched the replay and know that I did give you a shout out. So hello. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out with us and listening to our exciting news. And, you know, we're just so excited to be able to share all of this with you. And we appreciate old members, new members, subscribers, lurkers, people that just watch, whatever, you know, super chatters, just all of you, because we wouldn't be here without you. And we really appreciate it from our heart. We truly mean it. So you got to go check out Fish Room Fever now. It's Thursday night, and there's a long, you know, night of live streams, because after him, it'll be Chattanooga Ed. And then I don't know if Rico Stan's going to stream tonight because it is his birthday. He might be a little full from his cake and stuff. So, you know, I'm not going to promise he's streaming. But go check Fish Room Fever out and tell him Lisa sent you. Say hashtag number 2, because John wants second place. Second place for Scapes. Hashtag number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say chapter 3, but okay.
Whatever. Just whatever you want to do. Just go check out Fish Room Fever. Have a good night. Bye-bye.